Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to show you a little bit of a flip through of the fall journal that I've been working on for the past month. And I have the pages sewn in. I don't have any embellishments on it yet, but I thought it would be fun to kind of show you all the pages that I ended up putting in the journal, plus talk a little bit about my process and how I choose pages, because maybe this could be helpful for those of you that are kind of beginners in junk journaling and how to kind of figure out how to put things together and what looks good and things like that. I've been doing junk journals for going on probably 2 years now. And so I feel like I finally kind of gotten the hang of it, I guess. I mean, I'm always learning and I'm always trying new things, but I feel like I feel more comfortable with kind of sewing the pages in and also kind of choosing the pages for the journal too. And I've talked about multiple times, but I highly recommend listening to Pam over at the Paper Outpost if you like podcasts. She has a website too that I think she puts information on as well, and a newsletter that you can sign up for. But she talks all about just loving doing junk journals and loving the process of doing junk journals. So, and letting the journal kind of make itself, which is something that I completely agree with. And it's kind of fun to watch it happen. And that's what happened with this particular journal. So a couple of videos back, I talked about how I did the cover on this book. This is a beautiful piece of fabric that I got from my August vintage ephemera kit from A House of Books. And it's kind of where the whole journal began, because I was really inspired by the colors on this fabric. Kind of darker pinks and navies, and it kind of reminded me, it had kind of a fall feel without being very specific fall, so like leaves and acorns and that kind of thing. I kind of wanted it to have like a feeling of fall, but not necessarily, in your face fall. But although I do have a few pages in here that are kind of leaf themed, and I'll show you those in a second. But I got the cover all ready and set up. I got the inside cover all glued in, everything's nice and secure. And then I proceeded to kind of choose my pages. And I've shown in the past here's my little kind of divider set up where I have all of my House of Books ephemera kit organized by theme. And then I also went around and chose some scrapbook pages to kind of be the anchors of my signatures in my journal. And then I also added, what I do usually is when I'm finished kind of choosing my main parts of the pages, I'll go around and go on my shelves with all my vintage ephemera and go through magazines and kind of look for maybe a couple ads that are kind of fall themed, recipes that are fall themed. So, but the larger page sizes, so magazines and catalogs and that kind of thing. I also like to use these crochet catalogs and work basket catalogs too, because they're smaller pages, but they can still, you can fold them in half and put them in a journal. And I'll also go through some of my, the books that I have too that might have some fall themes as well. So getting back to the journal, let me go ahead and kind of show you a little flip through of everything that I chose. So I have a ton of October afternoon paper, scrapbook paper, and I love it. And they had a couple of fall collections. And so I chose, I can't remember the names of them. Apple cider, I think, was one of them. And also I chose, basically what I was thinking of for this journal was, I like to kind of have a theme in a journal. So I'll have a main theme, and then I'll have themes within the main theme, if that makes sense. So the theme of the journal is kind of fall feelings. And then within the journal, this was big enough to do, this is about a 1.5 inch spine. So it was big enough to do 3 signatures. And you could probably do 4, but I ended up doing 3 because I want to add ephemera and things like that. And that kind of makes it thicker. So I thought 3 would be safe to do, so it wouldn't be too big and chunky. So main theme is fall. And then within each of the signatures, I like to have each signature kind of have a theme too. So the first signature was kind of a school theme. The second was more of kind of like a gardening or farming theme, things that would kind of be fall related within that the gardening and outside type things. And then the third signature theme was more like kind of homemaking food, that kind of thing. So just to kind of get you started with that so you can kind of understand my thinking. So we'll start at the beginning here. So the first thing I did was kind of go through my House of Books ephemera pages and think about, what kind of spoke to me in the different little divisions that I had made up. So I grabbed there was some travel catalog travel catalog pages that had kind of like a sort of like a wintry theme, or someplace that you want to visit in Michigan. I thought that's more of kind of like a fall theme where a lot of people go up there to look at leaves and things like that. So I grabbed one of those. There was some art book pages that I pulled that had some scenes that I thought would be good. Some other types of kind of things that are related to warmth. So I think I have a blacksmithing page and a furnace page, which I'll show you in a second what it is, but it kind of anything that has like heat or doing kind of indoor hobbies and things like that. I was kind of thinking that had something to do with it too. So basically I went through all the kits that I had. So it was a House of Books. I also have a kit from the Paper Tabby that I grabbed a few school related things to, because that was this particular month's theme that I had. So I grabbed some of those and then pulled from magazines and catalogs that I already had. So let me go ahead and show you what I have so far. So this is a completely unembellished journal, and that's going to be another video. I'm going to work on the embellishments and flip outs and pockets and things like that. That's usually what I like to do. So I'll make the cover of the journal and then choose the pages, sew in the pages, and then I can do the embellishments afterwards, because that's kind of when I feel the most creative. I've gotten all the hard stuff out of the way, and I'm ready to kind of choose all the fun stuff. So my first signature is this paper this is Public Library. And if you've ever seen that collection from October Afternoon, it's got some really cute library drawer photos, and then it has just kind of interesting science book themed things and that kind of stuff. So I thought this was a nice page. Plus it has the floral in the front. And that's another thing too, when I choose kind of my anchoring pages for my signatures and I choose them from scrapbook paper, I try to coordinate them with the cover of the journal. So this journal has some teals in it, some kind of darker pinks, mauves, and then some neutrals and navy. So I was kind of trying to pull scrapbook pages with those colors. So this kind of has a neutrals and kind of a teal color to it. So I thought that went really well. This month's House of Books also came with a lot of ledger paper too, which is great. And this is great for journals because it has all the lines on it, and you can write little notes, or you can, cover it with paint and do your own thing with it. But it's just got a nice background. But I chose this kind of greenish background because I thought that coordinated really well. And then I took some pages from, this was a school book reader I had. It was just about, going back to school and teachers and that kind of thing. And then this is just some, actually this is from a House of Books. This was from a music book and about just practicing your music. And it was kind of a log to write down, practicing at home your instrument. But I thought this was great because it kind of was like a ledger, so you can write some more stuff on there. And then just some, this is from the Paper Tabby, the school-themed ephemera kit that I got this month. And then this is this is from Public Library too. This is a nice scrapbook page with some library cards in it here. And then just some more school-themed things, just some conversion charts and math type workbook things. This is a nice little note from the teacher stationery that was in my the Paper Tabby ephemera kit. And this I thought was really interesting too. This was from the House of Books. This was kind of a tear out page it's the first page of any book where it's kind of usually has like some kind of fun images on it. And I don't know what book this was from, but this was in the kit. And I thought this went really well with kind of the sports theme. It kind of had like a school theme too. So I put that in there, and the colors matched really nicely too. So that is, let's see, and then this is all the back parts of the signature there. And then this is a scrapbook page that I got from pad from, I think it was Hobby Lobby. Just had some really pretty floral images on. Again, I thought this kind of coordinated really well with the florals on the front of the journal. Another sheet of, this is thinner scrapbook paper. I got this really nice paper pad from Hobby Lobby that has, it's scrapbook paper, but it's super thin and it's white on the back. So great for adding, if you want to, turn it into an art journal and do drawing or painting or something on it. I thought this would be kind of a nice little page to add. And again, it kind of coordinates the colors. Let's see. This was a piece of, it's almost like, it's like wallpaper. I don't know if it's actual vintage wallpaper or what it is, but I just thought this was kind of has a nice texture and the colors go really well. And then this is just a really pretty floral photo from an art book from my House of Books kit. And then this was a, this is a doily. I actually got this doily from Amazon. I have a bunch of floral doilies that kind of have darker colors in them, and I thought they'd be really nice for fall. So I just kind of added this for the middle. This was a garden catalog that I'd had from a thrift store, and the back of it had just this plain sheet of paper with garden notes on it, and I thought that would be perfect for this journal. And this is, constructing an indoor greenhouse, again, kind of with the theme of gardening and sort of things that you would do to prepare for fall. I thought that was kind of interesting. This was from a House of Books. So again, there was a ton of different types of interesting pages that you get from there. And I like the pages are kind of a neutral color, so you can just kind of put them in there. And they have basically every theme, so it's perfect for if you like to do themed journals. This is just a really pretty barn art book photo. And then, this is I've been wanting to put this in one of my journals. This is an old Sears catalog, really old, probably from the 40s or 50s. And it has this pretty cornucopia with strawberries. And I just thought that was so perfect for this particular journal. And then the back of it, the back of the page has the apple trees with the little kids picking apples and pears. And I just thought that was so cute. And then this is just the back parts of the pages. And then the final signature here, again, this is a page from October Afternoon. I'm not sure. I think this is apple cider. But just a pretty plaid, kind of goes with the fall theme, but not in your face fall. And I like the navy combination with the teal, which again goes kind of with the cover of the journal. And let's see, what did I put in here? Another thing I wanted to add too. I left, sometimes in journals, I'll trim off the edges of the raggedy edges of the pages when you rip them out of a magazine or something. This time I decided to leave them in and just kind of let them add some more texture and interest to the journal. It kind of makes it more homey seeming. So I left things like little punched edges. Let me find, I know there was some, right here where I kind of tore out this book page. I just kind of left this the way it is. And for me, that's kind of a big deal because I love to have clean edges and, I do clean and simple card making and everything. But this, I just thought I'm going to try this and just have it be a little more like homey seeming. So I just thought that looked good, just kind of leaving the edges kind of just as they were. So getting back to this one, this is a sheet of, I got a bunch of this at a thrift store. It's cheese wrapping paper. So it's kind of got this cool kind of vellum-y feel to it, and it has really pretty print on it. And I think you used it to wrap fresh cheese that you get from a deli or something. And so I thought that would go perfect in here. So this is my section so I had my school section, my gardening section, and then this is kind of my homemaking section, kind of fall homemaking feelings. This is a catalog from, I don't know if it's from Sears or what, but it's just got some pretty kind of fall themed cookware, fondue pots, that kind of thing. This is a sheet from like a grocery, a vintage kind of grocery pad and reminder pad that you can write your what you have going on for the week. I just like the green on there. I thought that went really well. And then what else? Just some book pages. This was a bunch of paper that I found at Joann's that had this, it was craft color and had this scalloped edging on it. And it was just a pack of paper, just plain like this. And I thought, I grabbed it because I knew I'd be able to use it for something. And I've used it for a lot of journals. I just like the color of it. And then I always love anything with scallops on it. So here is, let's see, this is another scrapbook paper. This is from Apple Cider, October Afternoon. This is more of a leaf pattern, so kind of more fall feel. And then I have an old label, food label that I got. And then some vintage recipe, kind of from the 70s or early 80s, just of a roast. So it kind of has this very fall feeling roasts. And this, let's see. Oh, this is from a knitting book, just a page with the cable knit pattern on it. Because, maybe you sit and do knitting and things in the fall. Different hobbies. I like this too. This was the front of a catalog that I had. And I thought just the colors here were perfect with the little soup crocks here to have for kind of the homey feeling. And then, let's see, some of the other book pages. Oh, this is the page I was talking about furnaces. This is from a house of books. Again, kind of that theme of warmth and home. You got to upkeep your furnace for the winter, that kind of thing. Blacksmithing, kind of, a hobby I always think of when you kind of do fall things. You go and, I don't know why that seems like fall, but it just does to me, so I put it in here. And then a picture. This is from a children's book. It has a tree in it, which I thought, an apple tree that kind of has, that fall feeling. And just the other parts of the papers in the back here. Just some more pictures of catalog dishware and that kind of thing. And then, this is the page from Visiting Michigan. Just things to do, the Upper Peninsula, kind of where you go to look at leaves and that kind of thing. So that's my very basic pages of the journal. And as I was making it, I was just kind of choosing pages that spoke to me, what I thought would give the feeling of the journal. And this came together very quickly. I did this in an afternoon. I just kind of put the pages together and then I sewed them in. When I was trimming pages, another thing, kind of little tip that you want to think about is save all your extras when you trim your pages. Because I had 12 by 12 scrapbook pages and I ended up with these, the journal is pretty small. So I ended up trimming a lot of the 12 by 12 scrapbook pages off. But when I trimmed them, I ended up with kind of a couple of big sheets of folded paper. So definitely keep these around because you can add these. I'll probably add some of these as I'm adding embellishments to the journal. Kind of, these could be like flip out pages. You glue it in and then have it where you can flip it out and have journaling. So definitely keep all this stuff because it automatically coordinates with the journal. Plus, it's kind of a little more interactive looking. So what I'm going to do next is, one more thing I wanted to show you too. I did start to embellish a little bit. I always love when I see people, when you sew in your signatures, you end up with long strings in the middle of the signature. And I usually cut them off, but every once in a while, I love when people add little charms to them. And I had these charms that I thought kind of went with the fall theme. This little bee and then the little daisy. I just thought the colors kind of matched. They were kind of like a late summer, early fall look. So I just kind of just tied those in there, left the strings a little bit longer and tied those in like this. I'm also thinking about how I want to close the journal. I'm probably just going to have a band around the front of it. And I had this really cute charm. It's a little teapot that I thought would be perfect to kind of go along the front of the journal. So I'm going to experiment with that. And then the rest of the time, the rest of this month, I'm going to just start adding ephemera and different things. I have some stuff over here from my House of Books and some other kits that I have here, some more fabric and some envelopes and things like that. So I'm definitely going to add envelopes, old playing cards. I love these photographs too. These would make good little pockets. So I'm just going to kind of, again, just sit and kind of add things and tape things down and just see where it takes me. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll put some links to my previous journal videos that I've done with this one. And I also have a journal playlist too. So if you are interested in seeing any previous journals that I've made, I have journal flip throughs and mostly just flip throughs, but you can go and kind of see some other things that I've done in journals and maybe get some ideas too. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.